Hey team, Grant up here over across the pond at Digital Construction Week out in London. Team, this event is amazing. We have a whole cast of folks that we got to talk to that we're just excited to get to introduce you to that is out on the expo hall floor. This event is really cool, one, because the way that they have this organized is actually pretty sweet. They actually have their breakout sessions in the expo hall, which is kind of a new, I feel like, way of going about hosting an event in a conference. It's actually free for people to attend, which is even more cool. But lots of stuff to talk to you guys about. We're going to talk with IMLID, we're going to talk with CM Builder, we're going to talk with DJI, and really just give you guys some kind of behind-the-scenes access to some of the stuff that is really going on out here, which has been really, really fun to see. I hope if you haven't heard about this event and you're either coming over across the way to London, you would check it out. But more than likely anything, it's just a really neat event that we were really excited to be a part of again this year, and have an opportunity to kind of see this market continue to grow. Amazing people over here. First time over to London, first time to really get to see really what's happening over in this market in this part of the world. So hope you guys are encouraged. We're going to have some really good conversations with some folks. So stick tuned with us here, and we will see you on the next one. Hey team, back here with Javier with CM Builder, a big fan of ours. What's your thoughts on the event so far?
It's been great, very busy, lots of foot traffic through the booth, which is great. Lots of energy, so overall I've been really happy with it so far.
Tell me about, you guys have a lot of big customers out here, right? What's been kind of your excitement in the European market? Obviously we're not from this area, but we get to see a lot of folks that come out here, and yeah, just what's your take been of just talking to folks so far?
Yeah, see a lot of activity for sure. Lots of infrastructure development. A lot of big, like heavy, investment in like hardcore, large-scale energy projects.
Oh, nice.
See a lot of that kind of stuff. And in general, for us, any market that is kind of English first and builds with traditional cranes and stuff is a good market for us. And it's been growing for us here in Western Europe and UK, so we're happy to be here.
And we were talking about this earlier. One of your big competitors is in this backyard, right? So it's crazy that you guys have made a great headway into this area. And I was on a job on Monday that was using your guys' platform. It's just like it's really cool to see. I think a lot of the momentum that's coming from the stateside really to continue over here.
Yeah, we wasn't necessarily our go-to-market strategy to kind of start to work with the kind of the top 5% of the market, but we kind of got pulled into that market from a lot of those big companies will have innovation teams or someone that's looking for new technologies, new tools, and we kind of just got pulled into it. Our strategy originally was to just convert the vast majority of people that do site planning in 2D, make it easy for them to go to 3D and 4D, and it's kind of evolved into some of the more sophisticated, large-scale companies that were using legacy 4D platforms and struggling a little bit with it, seeing CM Builder as a good alternative to make it a little bit more democratized throughout the organization.
We just had someone come by over here that they're on their digital team, which I kind of interpret as like the VDC team, maybe on the state side. And he was talking about how his field team uses it more than maybe their team even kind of surprised. I mean, do you see that kind of continuing to be the case over here?
I think so. It's really exciting to hear that. When we first started, and I remember kind of bringing the product to market, I would talk to a lot of people like, the field people will never use software like this. And I was like, well, my hypothesis was that the product builders need to do better, right? Is it because they don't want to? Not usually. They want to. It's just the products weren't serving that market appropriately. You got to make the tool that people can use. And so instead of blaming the market for them not using digital tools, we looked at it the other way around. It's like, let's blame the digital tool makers for not making products for the market. Yeah. And I think a lot of the non-VDC or digital engineering folks want to plan and use some of these technologies, but it has to be fast, has to be easy, has to be accessible, or else they're just going to go back to what they always do.
Yeah, I mean, it's very clear that, obviously your guys' product we're incredible fans of and have seen a lot of the momentum really come from the field side of it. And again, we're halfway across the world on this side, and to hear the same thing too is just really reassuring. And not that I didn't expect it, but I think it just kind of goes to show like the things that you're seeing a lot of success in over on that side are also playing out here.
Yeah, it's great. Same thing for DroneDeploy. I mean, a lot of customers will say, hey, are you guys starting to do reality capture workflows or drone stuff? Yeah, are you guys using DroneDeploy? Yeah, we're using DroneDeploy. So, and then I used the nice line from Rob from over at CAST was like, well, we go together like peas and carrots with DroneDeploy. So I think there's a great opportunity to kind of, add more value to the same existing customer when those customers combine DroneDeploy and CM Builder, and they can get a really good outcome that they can.
Peas and carrots. You're already speaking the language over here of the food. I was trying to think of it. Yeah, I was going to say bacon and mash. That's probably the.
Fishes and chips.
Yeah, there you go. Fish and chips. That's probably the way to say it. It is interesting though. I'm trying to build out my my London vibe of all that. But hey, I'm in between you and talking to a lot of other folks. Appreciate you guys. Very excited. You got an event coming up here in July. Tell us a little bit about that. And
yeah, we got SitePlan Summit 3. It is a user conference for us. But we just, like last year, you guys were kind enough to come up and participate. And we think it's a really value add to our customer base that we can, in a small way, shape, or form, provide opportunities for our current customers to learn about other great technologies out there, and platforms like yourself, DroneDeploy, and a few others that we've invited. And so we're really excited about that. It's a small but mighty crowd, small, maybe 100, 130 people, but they're all like key folks from our customers from around the world, and we're really excited to have you guys involved. Thank you, and I'm pretty pumped about it, and we're going to get after it a little bit and do some exercise as well.
We were also talking sports here with some folks that came by, and yeah, I feel like it's really cool to see how you guys have just made it really a uniquely you event. I mean, that's really hard to do in the event world, I think, out here, but it's been really cool to see it. So yeah, excited to be back and a part of it. And yeah, July 7th and 8th? 9th and 10th, okay, yeah. So if you haven't signed up for that, definitely go check it out. It's an amazing Vancouver, incredible in July. I mean, it doesn't get much better than so. Javi, great to see you, friend. Thank you for everything. Go check these guys out if you haven't seen them yet, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Hey team, we're here with Andrew from MLID. Really appreciate you taking some time. This is my first time to this event. Have you been out to DCW before?
Yeah, I participated here for the last 2 years, and like 3 years ago I came here just to visit and try to understand if it's worth visiting next year. And yes, like last 2 years we're here, and here's the third one.
Yeah, I mean, you guys got a great booth. Have you seen some good foot traffic even so far today?
Yeah, so we had some really nice conversations with our customers from Ghana, which is pretty obvious for the UK. It's like we see here people from around the world visiting us, and yeah, some nice conversations with some government guys. So quite an interest to such devices.
Totally. So for the folks, I know a handful of folks know about your platform, but for those that don't, tell us a little bit about what you guys do, and we'll get into some kind of the products that we're working with you guys on too.
So we mostly focus on making these GNSS devices, so high accurate GPSs for different kind of use cases. With you, we mostly work regarding drone usage. So people use our devices as base stations for drones. They use it for collecting ground control points. They use it for different kind of surveying and construction. And we do not only hardware, but the software part. So it's pretty advanced software for iOS and Android, and there is like a synced web-based part of it. So it's the solution for anything you can imagine where you need high accuracy.
Yeah.
So that's how it is.
I personally have been able to go out on a couple jobs and see some of our customers use your tools. Phenomenal. One, not to even promote you guys even further, but it's amazing how simple it's been to use. Is your background kind of in the geospatial space, or like tell me a little bit about how you kind of got into your role here on the M1 team?
Yeah, my personal background is like GIS surveying and cartography. Okay. So I've been in this field since school, in fact.
Nice.
So for a long time, like 13, 14 years, and in MLID time for the last 9 years or so.
Cool.
So we grew together.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that. So the two products that you guys are showcasing here, the ReachRx and the RS3, tell me a little bit about the differences between the two and kind of what you are really excited about as more customers are using them.
Yeah, so for your folks, I think the main difference is that this RS3 could be a base station, and the smaller one is for entry prover usage. So it has no radio, it has no SIM card slot. So it's a bit simpler device with the same level of accuracy, which you could use really quickly, just get it from your pocket and ready to use. This one is a bit more advanced with more interfaces, which people sometimes need for more advanced surveying.
Totally. And not intimidate. I love how you guys put prices on your booth. You're like, hey, come on, no frills here. But yeah, like, obviously I think what I've also been encouraged by is just the approachability of your guys' product, not only from the hardware side, but obviously the software. I'm seeing your guys' iPhones here. Is that the primary kind of user face that you guys use for these devices?
Yeah, so we put a lot of effort into our application because it's native made for iPhone and Android. So we reworked it from scratch. We started this I think 2-3 years ago, and now it's a pretty advanced tool which works really flawless with the iPhone. And what is cool, we got the certification for this small device from Apple, so it's MFI made. Nice. And now it's connecting it to iPhone is like a speaker connection.
Okay, yeah. Tell me what that means. What is?
Okay, that means that we have a special chip inside from Apple, which is approved by them. We have our factory approved by Apple that they could do that kind of integration. Cool. And by having this chip, so we're allowed to replace the GPS position of the iPhone, which is usually not allowed. So most of the devices around, they can't do this because they don't have such kind of integration.
Yeah. One thing you're familiar with on our team is just the idea of simplification, right? Make it really, really simple. And it's really cool that you guys have even taken that down to the hardware level too, of, hey, we want to make this so easy to connect to iPhones and your devices. Let's talk about the reach. I'm sorry, the RX.
Sure.
What? Give us a little rundown of the device. I mean, again, not coming from a surveyor background, I've been super encouraged of just how easy it is to use. But what are we looking at, and how does this kind of work with a device that obviously people carry around in their pocket?
So this one is a scanning solution that we created together with Pixel, in fact, but we have it for more than a year now, and there are many different applications which do similar scanning thing, which could be integrated with our solutions. So we're quite brand agnostic in this sense, and if you have such an application, you can integrate it. So this handle with the RTK on top can provide you with an accurate position to your scanning solution. In the end, you have cloud point, and you have 3D model, really accurate one. So with Pixel, from what I remember, it's around 2 to 5 centimeters for the final model, which is processed.
Yeah, I've been really encouraged by a lot of the content they've been putting out around this device. Just again, taking it from a surveying type of device to now to a handheld device. How have you kind of seen some of the usage continue to grow, and obviously with devices that people already have in their pockets? Has that been something that you guys have been really excited to see too?
Yeah, from what we see, since we launched this solution, so most people use it for construction. So for small projects like trenches, cables, small construction sites, because there are some limitations in terms of what you can do with it. So the distance for the LiDAR is 5 meters max. Also the size of the project is limited because that's how it is with the Pixel software. So you can't do large scans of this hole, but you can do really good scan of the booth, for example. Also, people use it for drones, so when they can't get access to some points with the drone, for example, under the tree or somewhere between buildings, so they could do that scan and then combine it with their project. And I think that it's also a good thing for police and that kind of surveillance. So if there is, car crash, you can do a scan and get really high accuracy with a really simple tool, which people who are not really into surveying or scanning or whatever, so they could use because you just walk around and you see how it works. So it's pretty simple.
It is. It's really cool when you start to take the simplicity of the iPhone with really the simplicity that you guys have built on the accuracy side. We've heard from a lot of customers of just what accuracy unlocks for them and how they're able to really do a lot more with that information and not just have it be, a nice image or a nice visual, but to have the actual data behind it. It's awesome. Andrew, I've taken too much of your time. People are swinging by here, coming by, but yeah, it's awesome. Really cool. I hope you guys are excited too about some of the stuff that we're coming out with you guys here soon, and look forward to it. So appreciate it, Andrew.
Thanks to DroneDeploy team.
Yeah, awesome. Appreciate you, man. Thanks so much.
Horizons.
Yeah, see you at Horizons. Well, hey team, we're back here at the DJI booth. This is amazing with our friend Napoleon from DJI. This is great. You guys have a really good setup here. How's the event been? Tell me about just kind of the last few days.
Yes, it's a quite busy day, so lots of people came here to see our latest product. So you can see we have our latest drone and also the payloads, and don't forget our latest dog.
Yeah, let's go check this out. So I've actually been able to see this on a job recently. I mean, amazing. I mean, for folks that maybe haven't seen it yet, tell me a little bit about the differences of kind of how it's evolved from Dock 1 to 2 to 3 to what we're seeing here.
Yes, so the first thing we are proud to say that we make sure it is wireless charging, so it's fast, and we improve the power so it can charge much faster compared to the previous generation.
Yeah.
And also, as you can see here, we have another PoE port. So what is for? So it is designed for this new DRTK3 relay station.
Cool.
So we know that there are always some position. It's hard to deploy the dock because of there are some obstacles.
Yeah.
So you can deploy this fixed station in a higher position.
Cool.
So when the drone is doing its work, it can communicate with this station, make sure the signal is not blocked.
Yeah, totally.
So yeah, this is one big thing we are proud of.
I've been really encouraged too by how much from the weather perspective. So I'm in Texas, so I'm not a local Londoner, but yeah, just the heating and cooling capabilities. Talk a little bit about how that's kind of changed over.
Yes, of course. We heard some feedback from the previous generation, so we do improve. And actually, I can say that we reinvent the whole cooling system.
Wow.
So not only the power is much bigger, the whole internal mechanism and the shielding mechanism is improved.
Cool.
So it can now work in a even hotter and even cooler area.
Yeah.
We are proud of
it. It really is neat. I know the roof too. Once it closes, it has a little bit of a slope for the cold weather too. Talk a little bit about is that really the kind of biggest ergonomic design change, I guess, from this one to the Dock 2?
Yes. So you already mentioned that compared to the Dock 2, there's a little small slope on the top. So we designed this. The main purpose is to make sure if there's a heavy snow area, there's a heavy snow on top. So we noticed that on the previous generation, it's totally flat.
Yeah.
So when the dock open, snows will fall inside. Although when you can leave it, sometimes it will melt to water. But with this third generation, most of the snow will be pulled to both sides to make sure there's less snow to go inside.
Yeah, it's awesome. It really is. It's so neat to see in person, one, but two, having personally seen one out on a job site, it's really encouraging. I mean, you guys obviously make...
Yes, and the last thing I want to mention about this is now we support the car deployment method.
Yeah.
That's right. We know that there are some very challenging users try to deploy even the first generation and the second generation on the truck. But the internal mechanism is not designed for a long distance transportation.
Interesting.
That's right. So now we have redesigned the internal, including the frame, to make sure the Dock 3 can survive for long distance driving.
Yeah.
Not only that, we have a new accessory can make sure that the camera, the gimbal, is attached firmly without damaging it.
Yeah.
So that's how we can achieve this new car deployment.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I remember folks asking when the Dock 2 came out, like, hey, I really want to put it feels like it looked like it should have been in a truck, and then obviously to see kind of how far you guys have come.
Yeah, it takes some time to develop.
Tell me about some of the other stuff. So actually here, let's go over here and take a look at some of this here. So I've been able to fly the Matrice 4 series out here. I mean, yeah, give us a little bit of kind of an update here of what we're seeing and what you're excited about with even the 4D, right?
Yeah,
of not
that's right.
basically not having to buy the dock, but being able to purchase this separately and wanting to upgrade.
Right.
But yeah, tell me a little bit about what you guys are showing.
Yes, at the beginning of this year, we announced the Matrice 4 and the Matrice 4D series. As you can see, the camera, it looks the same and the performance is the same.
Yeah.
So the biggest difference, as you can see here, the Matrice 4D, we sacrificed the foldable arm design.
Yeah.
But by doing this, we gain the waterproof capability.
Yeah.
So different customers, they can choose depending on their needs.
Totally.
And you also can notice that the body size and also the battery of Matrice 4D is much bigger.
Yeah, okay.
Which means the flight time of this drone model is much longer compared to the Matrice 4 series.
Yeah, very, very interesting. I also appreciated the remote. Talk a little bit about here. We can move over here of kind of the remote differences, and obviously this is a big step up for a lot of our customers that are buying the Matrice, or really the M3E, going up to this smart controller.
Yeah, so this is the second generation RC Plus 2. So if someone already used the M330 series and M350, they are already familiar with this remote controller. But this is the second generation. From the external, it looks very similar. We only add some backlights, for example, for these buttons. But internally, we have hugely upgraded the whole system.
Yes.
It now can support the new Smart 3D Capture, which means you can generate a raw point cloud model right from the Pilot 2 app from this remote controller.
I was blown away with that feature. It's impressive the amount of computing power that these controllers have had.
We put a lot of computing power inside.
And it's neat too. I mean, I think at first glance you're like, okay, bigger screen, different controls, but really once you do that smart capture, it really changes what is done on this device.
That's right, and we also move the position of different buttons, make it easier to use. And we also have the back here, you can put an extra battery, and also you can put a 4G dongle inside to have a better internet connection.
I was really impressed. I was very interested to see for myself, getting it out on the job, and it really is impressive. And we on the DroneDeploy team are excited to obviously work with you guys and being able to support our flight capture with that with this new Matrice 4 series. And yeah, it's really, really neat to see. And even the differences too of, hey, if weather resistance is a little bit more your thing, kind of going with that. But yeah, Napoleon, this is great. Anything else maybe we didn't talk about that you're excited?
A last
fun
fact I would like to share.
Okay, come on, let's do it. Fun fact. I was going to ask you about the M400, but I know we're not going to get there yet. So
that's the first time I heard that.
Okay, right.
Yes.
Yeah, what do you got? Okay.
If you look closely, you can see that there might be a little bit difference between the normal Matrice 4 propellers and this Matrice 4D propellers.
Okay.
This is more like a glossy design.
Okay.
So this is not only for the outlooking. We have a special coating here.
Oh, interesting.
So which means this special coating is a anti-icing coating.
Oh, wow.
So we noticed that in some very cold area, the people using Dock 2, they are facing some icing problem with the propellers.
Wow.
So that's why we have this new coating.
Interesting.
Make sure it's less easier to get ice in the cold area.
I thought they just looked cooler, a little bit different, but yeah, that makes a ton of sense. And I think that the weather part of it has been really fascinating to see how you guys have continued. I mean, every Matrice line has always been amazing to see the improvements that you've made and the things that you're doing, but also now kind of almost like a small iteration where it's like, and you mentioned battery, like I'm even seeing the differences between the two now too.
And I'm also proud to mention that now all the Enterprise series is now uniform as the same Matrice series.
Yeah.
So previously we have the Mavic 3 Enterprise series because it shared the same form factor of the consumer Mavic 3 series.
Yeah.
But now we make sure they all has the same new design, so the Matrice series can focus more on the whole industry, enterprise unit industry.
All right, I have to ask you, because you've mentioned it, I mean, what are you excited about the rest of the year? What's some of the things that you are excited to kind of see in addition to some of the stuff that you kind of got to show us here?
So,
no spoilers, you know.
Yes, of course. DJI previously is known as a very good drone manufacturer, which is focused on hardware.
Yeah.
But recently we keep improving our software, including the DJI Terra and DJI Modify and our cloud platform FlyHub 2.
Yeah.
So in the coming year, we will keep adding more and more features in the software side. Make sure people is using our hardware and can also have a good experience using our software.
Yeah.
And we also care about the third-party developers. So for most of the features coming to our new software, we also open the API to the same developers, which means all the developers can develop the similar or the same feature in their own platform.
Well said. I mean, selling short the partnership, we obviously appreciate you guys. It's been a really fun, really journey to be on with you, to see the hardware come as far as it has, and I hear from experts too. I mean, I would have just walked over here and said, yeah, this is great, but it's really cool. You guys put so much energy and detail and intentionality into every series and line that you've done, and it obviously shows when you get to come and fly it and experience it. But Napoleon, thank you for spending the time with us. It's really neat to see, and I hope you guys have a great show as well.
Thank you so much.
But yeah, thank you for the time, and we'll see you guys here soon as well.
Yes, and also don't forget to stay tuned for the Digital Enterprise channel. Maybe we have some good news to share very shortly.
Love it. Sounds great. Awesome, Napoleon. Thank you, friend. Appreciate it. All right, so we're about to wrap this up. Man, what an amazing conversations. Honestly, I enjoyed all three of the folks that we got to talk to today. Again, just great, I think, partners with us. We've been really encouraged by the work they're doing, hardware, software side. You can actually see behind me here, it is now happy hour here. And yes, we are actually in a time zone ahead of you that are watching. So they've been maybe bringing the pub inside this event, which is the London culture is amazing. I hope anyone that is tuning in and watching has a chance to come over here and check things out. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys have been encouraged by just the folks that are doing some really great things out here. This market and this team really that's out here has been really excited about the opportunities that continue to just present themselves, and had a chance to go on a few job sites while we've been out here, and it's just amazing. It's a really great spot. I've been really excited to be able to get to see kind of the work that folks have been able to do, and yeah, appreciate you tuning in with us. If you ever are in London, I think next year this one is also going to be in June 2026, so Digital Construction Week, go check it out. We'll see you on the next one.